Is this what guitar playing has become? Is this even real guitar playing? Well, that's actually not the question. The question is rather, can we old school guitar players learn something from the new generation? And heck yeah, there is a lot to learn. Welcome to today's video. Here we go. Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? I'm 𝗗𝙤𝙦𝗚𝗨𝙦 back from my practice dojo and welcome to today's video. The musician that you just saw is Devin Glover, a young guitar player with quite some success on Instagram and on TikTok. And I wanted to make a video about him for a while now, but I was constantly asking myself, about what? About that this is not guitar playing anymore? Because let's see, it isn't. It is sampling and beat producing. He is taking the sound of an instrument and he is warping and transforming it digitally in a way to create music, but music that cannot really be reproduced in a live situation. Do you know the philosophical idea of 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙦? Highly recommend to check it out, super interesting, and you can transfer that also on guitar playing. You see a guitar, but what you are hearing has nothing to do with the guitar anymore. It has changed digitally so much. Is this then still the instrument guitar? For me personally, not anymore. Okay, should I make a video then how fake this is? Oh well, sorry, but I'm more worried about the people who think that this is actually real guitar playing. This is fake as fuck, and I think we don't have to talk about that too much because there are also tons of videos out there already proving that this is mimed and this is fake. And don't get me wrong, I don't have too much of an issue with miming. I more have an issue when you are doing sounds with an instrument that is, again, not possible to reproduce in a live situation. You know, for example, some speed picking runs where every note has the clearest attack and the loudest volume possible, and this is physically not doable. You have certain things like string changes and position changes that are always have an effect on sound. That is the natural behavior of that instrument, and he's deleting that in his music totally. And not only the high fast speed picking licks, it's also again the general sound that he's producing with that instrument. When you cannot reproduce it even up to 70% of the original sound, like we have currently heard in the live videos popping up from 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢, aka Buried Alive, who's basically the man who invented this kind of style, playing live at the NAMM, where we realized, oh, live, it is okay. They definitely can play that, but it will never sound like in the Instagram reels and in the YouTube videos, on the TikTok reels and whatever. So I don't think that I have to make a video about this because, again, so many people are making videos about this, and do I have to be the next one? And yeah, I think it's clear for everyone who is even partially in guitar playing that this is absolutely fake. So again, I'm more worried about the people who think that this is real. So last night I sat down here in my practice dojo and watching nearly every reel from Devin. And I got more curious about the question, what can I learn from this? Because I love learning. I love improving as a guitar player and learning from new styles, new genres. And that is kind of a new style and a new genre. And then after a while I saw, oh wait, even that I really don't like that kind of music, I saw that there are a few interesting ideas and techniques that Devin is using that can be quite interesting as well for us shred guitar lovers. So I've decided, rather than complaining all day long how fake everything is nowadays, to see and to explore, is there something that we can use to improve our playing, to make our playing more interesting? And there is something. But before doing that, one question came into my mind which kind of defines the title of that video. Does the new generation of guitar players suck? And hell no. The next generation is awesome. We have so many great guitar players on the horizon that I want to talk about later in this video. But first, let's check out one or two cool tricks that we can learn from Devin's style. But of course, with a true and real guitar, and I thought this was the most boomerish kind of thing that I've ever said in my YouTube videos. Anyways, let's go. So basically you could say Devin, or this kind of style, is the mixture out of Tom Morello and fake 80s shred guitar. And in one way how we can do that is by using, for example, this kind of scratching sound that Devin is doing with the palm of his wrist over the strings and combining that with speed picking licks. Like for example, this lick here. And in that lick, I use these kind of scratchy sounds to make the run a little bit more interesting. Slow, it would be like this. Do you want a shred guitar like this? But it actually sounds more like this. Well, one of the biggest reasons why we won't make any progress on shredding the guitar is that we don't have a good practice routine, all the free content on YouTube is confusing us, and it's not really hard to know how to practice, but also what. And therefore, I created the Gateway to Shred. Hi, I'm 𝗚𝗏𝗧𝗏, your shred coach for the next 30 days. The Gateway to Shred was designed to transform your playing in only 30 days. For the upcoming 4 weeks, we will have one lesson every day. And in those lessons, I will show you the perfect practice routine, how to boost your right hand speed picking technique, how to achieve incredible finger independency, and in the end, we have a big solo where we can test ourselves. Are we ready for the world of shred? And I can assume to you, yes, you will be ready to shred. Unlock your shred potential in only 4 weeks. Here's what we learn. In week 1, we have 1 lick, but 6 cool methods to master that lick. I will show you different tactics to spice up your practice routine so that working on your skills will never be boring again. In week number 2, it's all about the left hand. Develop left hand precision, finger independency, and speed with some laser focus exercises. Week number 3, we are going to master a right hand picking technique for an effortless but fast playing. Finally start to understand terms like pick slanting, inside picking, outside picking, string skipping, and much more. In week number 4, we apply everything in a killer solo to see how it can all come together in a musical context. And the great thing about this is you only need 15 minutes every day. No, the Gateway to Shred will not make you the next 𝗚𝗏𝗦𝗏, John Petrucci, and Yngwie Malmsteen, but it will give you a guidance, a strategy, a blueprint on how you can evolve your playing in the future with self-confidence, with control, and with ease. Never struggle again with YouTube content that is misleading. Now you have the plan to boost your playing. 4 weeks can change the way you play forever. I'm 𝗚𝗏𝗦𝗏, and I'm going to see you in the Gateway to Shred. Week number 1, exercise number 1. But we also can use this kind of scratchy sound to create riffs like this one here. And here I just take a pattern in 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm combining the scratchy sound with the notes. And by the way, tabs for all of that you will get in the link in the description box. Up next, what he's also doing a lot are these white kind of tapped intervals, like this one here. And I mean, that's basically not too new at all after, Gent. Periphery, for example, is doing these kind of wide tapped intervals a lot. But what Devin is doing, which is I think quite interesting, he's adding those kind of wide intervals to some speed picking runs, like this one here. Here I just play another 3-note per string scale run. And then I tap the octave of the last note that I just played. And speaking of tapping, there's also a really cool kind of thing that he likes to do with chromatic tapping things. Like this, which is again nothing too new because Rusty Cooley, for example, is a guitar player who used to do these kind of things a lot in the past. But these kind of lines, they got a little bit forgotten in the last year, so I really like that somebody's picking those up again. We can use this as a really cool rhythmical and melodic tension like this, for example. Now, do I personally like this kind of music? No, but that's fine. I'm now in an age where I don't have to like the hip and the new stuff anymore. I'm now 35 and I love my 80s shredding and I love my dream theatering and my 𝙤𝙬𝙙𝙬 and my Yngwie. I mean, I have a cat named Yngwie. Yngwie, where's Yngwie? Ah, he's sleeping somewhere, dreaming of donuts and sweet arpeggios. So I don't have to like the new stuff anymore, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, a lot of people seem to like it, and that's a chapeau to Devon. That's really, really great. But can I still learn something out of this? Of course, there's always something to explore and to discover in new music and in new kind of styles and genres. Or like one of my biggest heroes used to say,
be curious, not judgmental.
So is that what the next generation of guitar players will sound like? Also, absolutely not. Let me tell you about some of the greatest players that we have on the horizon. We have Spiro Enthusiast, for example. I love Spiro's playing, but I also love the sound of Spiro. He has some sort of artificial kind of sound, but he is doing this in a live setting. Really, really great.
Can please someone explain me how to get a sound like this?
𝙂𝙗. I mean, it's not a secret that I'm a huge 𝙂𝙗 fan, and he has an incredible songwriting and incredible shredding and technique. Anton Oberyn with some of the craziest control on the instrument. We have 𝙬𝙤𝙀 from Twilight Force, who is mastering the quintuplets and septuplets runs that they have in Twilight Force. And also people like Simon Aichinger, who's keeping up the spirit of soulful playing and spirit of soulful shredding. Mwah! Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. Again, I cannot stress enough to say that the next generation is so awesome, and everybody who's not listening to some new guitar players is missing a lot. So that is definitely one of my homeworks to you from this video, to check out some of the new players that we have out there. Some of these are only like 17 years old and already know so much about their instrument, which makes sense. You know, when I started to really understand pick slanting, I was like, what, 27? And when I was 30, I realized the best way to practice to not only have speed, but also precision and control over the instrument. All of these kind of things that I put in the ZEN of Speedpicking, later on my big masterclass about speed picking, and it makes me so proud to hear that some of these players from the next generation were influenced by my videos and my work, and also the work and the videos from some of my colleagues. I think this is one of the biggest honors that we educational YouTubers can achieve. So let's not bash on the next generation. That's too easy. Let's see how they will thrive in the world of music and what we, old farts like I am, 35. I mean, in my head, I'm still 70, kinda, but yeah, no, optically, and my body says no. Yeah, let's see what we can learn from these kind of kids. And so much about today's video. If you like it, then leave a nice comment. Tell me what you think about those kind of players. And of course, subscribe to this channel for more shred education. I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. I wish you a lot of fun learning, practicing, and mastering the guitar. Cheers, and pour your progress.